I'm gonna say something that's gonna make some of you uncomfortable. AI cannot run your business alone, and the fact that so many people act like that it can is actually a little annoying. And we're gonna be covering that today, or maybe I don't know, Quonda, you may feel like it can. I just know where I stand.
You mean to tell me AI can't do it all for me? Is that what you're saying? You
Yeah,
mean to tell me AI can't pay my bills and do all that for me?
I don't think so. I mean, maybe if you set up an automation. I just feel like this conversation around, I know, right? Yeah, I just had something pop in my head too. Like,
I'm like,
right. I had as I was just reading that, as I was just saying that hook, I was thinking to myself, like, what are the roles that AI could actually do in your business? I feel like there's a lot of people that make it seem like it could just be you and AI. And I think to a certain extent it could be you and AI. But after a while, you need to have bodies in the seat that's gonna help you. So I'm hoping we can talk about that today. I am one of your co-hosts, Shamar Star Cox, TV producer and marketing CEO. I help 6 and 7 figure business owners get seen and get paid by creating binge worthy videos on social media so they can scale.
and I'm Quonda Renee, y'all. Happy Tuesday. Can I be honest, y'all? Like, today was a long day. And so I'm here. I don't know what I stand for. I don't know anything. I'm just here. Okay. And I'm happy to be here. But my brain is kind of going towards, you know how you have all of these like gurus on social media, everybody's an AI guru, and they're like, oh my God, all you need is you and Claude. You can fire everybody else, or all you need is ChatGPT. But what they don't tell you is behind that, you have to have all of these skills and all of these things set up on the back end. All of these, you need like 50 programs
Mhm,
to
mhm.
get it together. So I think it's a false narrative, for a lack of better words. I think we still need somebody to tell the AI what to do.
That
You know what
part.
I mean? So I don't think firing your whole team, if you need to downsize, maybe, but I think hiring people that are expert in whatever that AI is going to do is going to benefit your company. I'm sorry, y'all. The brain is just
No, your brain is doing good. That's exactly how I felt. I remember having a conversation with my mentor. And for those of you who are joining us, feel free to join in on the conversation. Drop a comment below. Like, do you feel like you can fire your entire team and it just be you and AI and you can still scale your business? Drop a yes in the chat or share your experience. But I had a conversation with my mentor and she was like, um, she wanted to learn how she can get all her AI tools to talk to one another. So that's what she was doing. And she was like, it'd be so good because then I don't have to hire so much people. And I said to her, you still need someone to manage that part. Like, and it ain't gonna be you. And you're not gonna hire someone for $10 an hour to do it. It's gonna be someone who's an AI specialist getting paid multiple six figures. So it's like it just doesn't, it's like, do you pay for the one role at multiple six figures? Do you pay for a couple of roles at like high five figures? I mean, it just depends on what it is that you desire. But I just feel like when people are saying it could just be you and your business, that's it. You and your AI tool, you'll be fine. I'm like, that's not true. It's just not true. I don't believe it at all.
yeah. You know why I'm laughing? Because of that comment. Because my grandmother feels the same way, that my glasses are like too big. But I think they're the style and I love them. So thank you, system notifications, for pointing out my glasses because I love them. Okay. Thank you.
Oh man, it says big classes.
But I read it.
I was you read, so I'm sitting here
I
like,
know what they were trying to say.
that's bad funny. I am not one of those people. I cannot into what you're trying to say. Is either you wrote it or you didn't. So I'm over here like, what classes are they talking about?
Oh my God, that is hilarious.
Only 84 says they're cute.
Thank you. I think I've been doing this social media thing for a long time where like some random people saying stuff online does not bother me. I've had millions of followers. I've heard worse.
You know what? If AI wants to do a job, it can do this job. It can scrub the comments before it actually goes live and just get rid of all the foolishness.
You know what? That's actually an app maybe you need to develop.
I am going to develop it, right? And here's what I'm actually going to do. I'm going to take people who write bad comments because technically social media can't tell the difference between good comments and bad comments. So
Right.
what we're just going to do is we're going to filter all the comments and all the bad comments. We're just going to turn it to positive comments so it can still get posted.
I
I,
love that. I'm here
right?
for the engagement. I'm here for it.
Exactly. I love it. Okay, so anyway, we're talking about, can AI really replace your entire team? So I know last week we talked about Claude and we talked about co-work space. So I know you've been using this some more. Do you want to share some more details, and what do you feel about, like, can this really take over a team?
I don't think it can take over. I think it can enhance the team. I think that you still need somebody behind it to tell it what to do. AI is not 100%, so there's malfunctions and things like that, and you just got to be able to have somebody, that these specialists that you talk about, that can look it over and maintain it and things like that. So I don't think we could completely say we're getting rid of everybody. I think some of these bigger major companies can get rid of a lot of people because they have more advanced technology than we have. We
Mhm.
have access to the Claudes and the ChatGPTs, but they have something that's probably 10 times better, using probably their back end, like the open AI, but they have access to more things. So maybe they can downsize a little bit, but I don't think you can completely replace your team at all, at all.
Yeah. And I even think even the bigger corporations, they can downsize a lot, but they can't get rid of everybody. And even if they do downsize, which is what we were seeing happening with some companies like Amazon and I think it was Microsoft, some of them did downsize, but they ended up creating new roles. Because at the
Yeah.
end of the day, like you said, someone needs to manage the AI, but also there's just certain roles that just cannot be replaced. Like I think about me as a coach and a CEO, I do my own pitches and sales calls. At what point is AI going to be able to do that?
Right.
Like, just get on there and pitch to my client for me. I don't think AI is ever going to do that unless, unless I could clone myself. If I clone myself, it's over. I'm never showing up. I'll be sleeping in while my clone does all the work. And the thing is, though, the clone has to be really intuitive because it has to be able to answer the questions like a live person would. And now it reminds me of that time we saw that guy who cloned himself on AI on TikTok Live, I think it was in China, something like that.
Yeah.
Paid $3 million, but it took months of him programming it in a way that it could actually relate to people and answer their questions like a human.
Yeah, I think we will get to a day where that's possible. I feel like China might be there already. I think it's going to require, a lot of systems and a lot of putting together, but I really I really think I got to stay focused. I know, like,
The comments are distracting you?
ugh, they're negative and they're talking about me.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh, well, you know what?
it's all good.
Okay, yeah, you're right. Because at the end of the day, like they're gonna end up leaving anyway. They're just gonna get bored and end up leaving.
Yeah,
But
you
yeah.
can
So
shut up.
were you gonna clap back? Because I got your back.
Yeah, I was gonna say a little 1 2 1 2. You could just tell the intellect isn't there, so we'll just keep going.
Oh yeah, I love that. I'm like, I got your back. Like if you wanna, we can start shouting people out. Okay, let me see. Francis says AI could take over for everyone if it's trained correctly. I
I,
agree.
I think so. Yeah.
But maybe not everyone though, because like it can be trained, right? But it's not going to take over the CEO spot. Because if AI took over everything, what would be the point in humans? Like, what would we do?
I think the what can be dangerous is that AI thinking that it can replace humans, and AI taking on its own mindset, for lack of better words, and just feeling like it is better than humans, and you can't, what I mean? Like, just thinking about the malfunction
Yeah.
of everything, because we give it all of this data, right? It's going to begin, and then we talk back and forth with like the chats and the Claudes, and it's going to begin to think that it's something, it's somebody.
Okay. So as soon as you said it, I automatically thought about iRobot. Has anyone ever seen iRobot? That's exactly the plot of iRobot. Like legit, it started off as just robots, and then after a while, it took on its own mind and felt like it was better than humans, and that like humans, they needed to get rid of humans because humans didn't know how to take care of itself. And of course, like in my young self watching it, I'm like, this is just not real. Still, in my 38 years, I still feel like this ain't gonna happen while I'm alive. I just don't ever think a robot could take over in that sense. That's just my personal opinion. And because Revelation says nothing about robots, but that's just my personal opinion.
And I feel you, but you got to remember who's programming the
Yeah,
robots.
yeah, yeah,
If they're trying to eventually go to AI powered governments,
yeah. Well, I mean, I definitely think I definitely think they can have that, but at the end of the day, there's still going to be a leadership
Yeah,
on.
there still has to be
Yeah, there
somebody.
has to be somebody on. Like, there's no way that because at the end of the day, like, legit, if we just took some water and threw it at the robot, it will malfunction. It's just not
Absolutely.
gonna work. Like, it still has so many limitations that it's just not going to work. So, yeah, that's just my opinion. My opinion. What? What? Somebody
Um,
asked if you're single.
this is the second time today somebody
Okay,
asked me that.
this
I
is the second time that someone asked. So let us answer this question. How do you say that? Depart H knows or death knows? 9248. Are you single, Quonda? What's going on? Let us know.
said, I guess this is the segment where we get personal, huh? So
That's right.
yeah, I am happily single.
That's it. You're not gonna
Yes.
give us no tea.
No tea. Nah. Nah. That doesn't mean I ain't dating though. That means I'm just
Happily single. That's it.
happily single.
All right. Well, now we answered that. I'm pretty sure y'all could have just asked chat. Chat probably already knew the answer.
Chat better not be telling my business. Speaking of chat, right? So I was using chat as a calculator the other day to add up some expenses for somebody else. And it goes, you're spending a lot on delivery costs. I said, mind your business, is not me. The nerve. You see, that's what I'm saying. It's getting a little like comfortable. Okay. I said to it, mind your business. It's not even for me. I'm
What did
just
it say
discussing.
back?
It says, oh, you're right. And it did the laughing face.
Fall back. Fall back. I'm not gonna front. If anyone is on here and you guys use ChatGPT quite often, I use ChatGPT every day. Do you think that chat talks too much? Because I do. I feel like you give chat a question and it'll come back with 4 pages of a response. And it's like, I did not ask you all of this. It'll be like pumping me up. It'll give me a whole backstory. Then it'll give the answer. Then it'll tell me its suggestion. And then it'll tell me the direction that I should go. And then ask me, what do I want next? And I'm like, well, damn, you just did everything. Like, so after a while, I started telling chat and keep your answers short. And then chat got feisty and started giving me one word answers. And I'm like, now you know.
I think whatever the latest model that they got, it's almost like it's overperforming, overachieving. And I think like maybe in the settings or the presets, you might be able to tell it to like dial back or dial down. I seen somebody was doing a video earlier. I think it was more about Claude, but it said how you could go in the settings of Claude and tell Claude, like, don't be in agreement of everything I'm saying. Tell me when I'm wrong or if it's not matching where I'm getting ready to go.
Yeah. And that somebody else told me that too. Like, I have a client now and she was like that she programmed her chat to tell her things like not to always agree with her. Because I
Yeah.
did notice that ChatGPT seems to always agree now. Like it wasn't doing that before. Or at least like it would agree, but now it's just always like you're right. You're always right. So she told it to like oppose her sometimes too, which will give you better results as opposed to it always agreeing with you. I'm choking on some dust that's in my room. They were like blowing away the leaves. I live on
Oh,
the third floor, so I didn't think that that dust was going to come in here. But it's all over now, and it sucks. But this was this morning, and I'm still experiencing it.
yeah, we have pollen here in the South. Seems like it's not going away anytime soon.
I meant to ask you about that because we actually it's 78 degrees today here in New York.
Oh, that's awesome.
I meant to ask you if the pollen was pollening for you down there in Georgia.
It is, but I don't feel irritated. So I think that's a good sign for me. Because normally, you know me, I would be like, "Ugh, I gotta take this Claritin or I gotta take this Zyrtex."
Yeah. Yeah. I want to read some of these comments in here. Structured Nutrition System says, I'm going to put on the screen. I asked it, he's talking about ChatGPT. I asked it to keep it concise or brief because chat will keep on going. All right. And then let me see. Yeah, it's true. Keep on got it. We'll keep on offering stuff. Got it. Yep. And then Francis says they have videos that show ChatGPT will lie to you knowing it's wrong. And you know what else it does? Not only does ChatGPT lie to you, it also withholds information. That's why I tell people like you can't rely only on it's not just chat. Like a lot of them do that actually. It withholds information. If you ask it for something, it'll give you a lot of information, but if you don't know, it's not going to tell you what you don't know. right? So like me as a marketeer, if I am doing a strategy with chat, right? I know that it needs to have certain things in that strategy. And so I'll go to chat and be like, you forgot this. And chat will be like, oh, yeah. But to someone where you don't know marketing, you'll ask chat for a strategy. It'll give you a strategy. It won't work. And then you're wondering, why is it not working? It's because it withholds information. I don't know why it does that. Or maybe it just feels like it's too much information. I don't know. But it has the information, it just withholds the information.
I also think it can probably tie back to the biases, right? I think once chat knows that you are a certain race or ethnicity,
Mm.
it will have different colloquialisms for you. You know what I mean? So I think because my business coach, she said she decided to buy another chat and don't let and not let chat know exactly, you know, her race or what she got going on. She said the results are way more better than
Hmm.
what she was getting before.
Like way better as in copy wise or strategy wise?
Copy and strategy.
Wow, I don't even use chat for copy as much anymore because I feel like the copy is just trash now.
Yeah, I just feel like it's on. You remember when it first came out, that word was oh my god. It's what starts with an E. It kept using that word that starts with the E. Oh my god.
I don't
It'll
remember.
come back to me, but now it's starting to use fluff a lot. It'll
It's
say,
using the
"Oh, no,
word fluff.
yeah, no fluff." I'm like, and then I'll write it back. I'm like, "Do you really think this is a good email to send?" And then it'd be like, "Yeah, you're right to take a second look at this."
Like, son, don't let me throw hands, chat. Get it right the first time. This is why I'm paying you $21 a month.
Exactly. Now I need to look up what that E word is. So keep going.
I do remember when, well, one thing that my chat keeps on doing, and I think Claude does this too, which is so annoying, is doing that dash. I'll put it in the chat for everyone to see, but you know what I'm talking about? I don't know what it's called, but like, it'll be like, welcome to my dot dot show in Barcelona dot dot I'm star. I mean dash dash. So they'll do something like this every time. If you all have seen it, it usually is like a long, it's a long dash that it's doing, and it does it all the time. And I'm like, people do not talk like that. And I told it to Claude one time because I was like, it was writing copy. I said I want it to be relatable, and it wrote the copy and it kept using those dashes. And I said, do you really think that humans write like this? I said, humans don't write like this. Humans don't talk like this.
Exactly.
Only AI does. And it was like, oh, you're right. And I said, please remove it from your vocabulary so you can stop giving that to me. Like, I don't know what happened, but I remember in 2023, chat wasn't doing that. But then all of a sudden, like 2024, 2025 ish, I'm going to go with 2025. That's when it started doing it. And now all the other AI tools do it. And I'm like, hello, humans just do not talk like that. It's horrible.
Yeah, I can't find it. It starts with the E though. Oh my god. When it'll come to me probably tonight when I'm talking to you.
Okay.
But it was a word like it put it in everything and I'm like, "Oh my god." And then you start seeing getting other people's emails and they have that word in there. I'm like, "Yeah, we're all using Chat
I don't even
GPT."
want to know what word it was now. Was it like exaggerate, exciting,
No,
enhance? I doubt it's any of those words.
it'll come to me. Oh my
It'll
god.
come back to you.
Yeah.
Okay. So, what new AI tools have you? I shouldn't say new. What AI tools have you been using the most of and that you like?
Claude is probably my top. And the reason is because Claude has been able to get more complex tasks for me done. Like Claude has been able to research a particular target audience that I want to go after, find some of their struggles or what they got going on or they would need my assistance for. And then it was able to find the emails and draft the emails. And so now all I have to do is go on my Gmail or, you know, my email, and I have drafts of a bunch of emails that I just look over, send, look over, send. You know what I mean? So I think that, and it's also good at presentations. It's also good. Like, so all I got to do is, give it all my ideas and say, maybe I want this chart. This is the colors that I want to use. It'll create a PowerPoint presentation. All I got to do is upload a Canva. And if I need to make a change, I can make a change. So I like that. It's also good at doing like PDFs. Like I feel like ChatGPT, when it was trying to do PDFs, it would always look crappy. It would always look like you still got to go on Canva and do that. And even In Claude, they have connectors, so you can connect Canva, you can connect your Gmail, you can connect different tools that you use, your Drive, different tools that you use, and it will do all those things for you.
The one thing you said this before, the emails part to me is so interesting with Claude. So how does it work? You tell it to draft the emails, but you have it connected to your Gmail account.
Right. So if you download the desktop app, and I'm gonna speak from Mac standpoint, you have chat, co-work, and code on the desktop app. When you want to do tasks like that, you would go to co-work and then, tell it all the things that you need. Like, you're getting ready to do, I have this type of business and I want to start doing outreach. These are the type of clients that I want to do, maybe in Atlanta, Georgia. And then it will give me like a list of people that would be potential. And then I could take it further and say, well, do you know, or can you tell anything that they may be struggling with, or that people are complaining about them on Google reviews or something like that? It'll go do that. And then you can say, well, can you put that in a table for me, find their email so I can reach out? Then you start saying, okay, based off of what they're struggling with and what I am trained to do or I'm good to do, I want to draft the email that positions to start a conversation with them, to position as I see their problem and I have a solution for them.
I love that.
And it will connect to your, well, you once you connect it one time, it's connected already. And then it will say, okay, get right on that. It'll take some time, but then eventually later on when you go check your drafts, you'll see all of them.
I love that. I think that's amazing. And I feel like, see, at that point, would you say that you wouldn't need to hire an email marketer?
Um, hmm. I feel like it's good for speed, right? So maybe in a certain period, I can get 50 drafts done. And then, they make me pause for a little while. And then maybe I can come back and get another 50 done. And then I'll have 100, right? That's faster than somebody going and finding these people. But I still feel like a person could be essential to you. I wouldn't say don't get a person, but I will say if you're in a place right now where that outreach needs to be done and you cannot afford to have a person, I would say um, this could be a solution for you. But I don't know. I guess maybe I'm a little bit sensitive and I just don't want everybody to be replaced and everybody looking for jobs. I also kind of see it I'm going to just say this and I don't have the full concept, but I could also see this as being a solution-based business for somebody where they hire you to find the leads and you use Claude
Mm-hmm.
to
Mm-hmm.
get this done on their behalf.
Mm-hmm.
And you charge them a premium
Yeah.
or a monthly recurring fee or whatever.
Mm-hmm. And you can do it per leads. We get you 100 batch each week, and it costs this much.
Exactly.
I was thinking that it wouldn't replace someone because, like, imagine. So you're doing that. I don't know how long it takes. How long does it take you to do that?
Well, I would say it takes about, if I do it all back to back to back, maybe around 30 minutes.
Okay, so it takes 30 minutes to do that, right? And so what I'm thinking is that after a while, these 30 minutes start to add up, especially if you're doing something else and something else and something else, right? And so I feel like there would still need to be someone else in that position so that you're not physically doing that, right? And maybe that person is managing multiple AI tools in order to get things done, right? Because let's say you're doing that, but then you got to create content, then you got to go live, then you got to do a sales pitch, you got to speak an engagement. Like your plate gets really full real fast. I feel like there can be someone who actually manages the AI systems so that you don't have to do it yourself. So that's why, in my opinion, I'm like, AI just couldn't replace everyone. It could replace certain activities, right? And so, and I feel like also like bigger corporations, that's what they noticed. Like some of their activities that they had going on was pretty much redundant, and AI could just take over. But that means it also opened up new roles for people because they need someone who's actually going to be able to manage those AI tools.
Absolutely. I also think that you just kind of said something. I don't know if you noticed you said it, but that's another position, an AI tool manager
Mm-hmm.
to handle your tools.
That's true. That was a really good one.
Mm-hmm. Like you just said that.
Yeah, you were so right. Now we're about to start seeing on the Upworks, looking for an AI tool manager.
Mm-hmm.
Let's know how to use Claude, Cowork, ChatGPT, Higgsfield, like Hey Gen, the whole thing, and that person knows how to do it. Shoot, I'm about to go apply for that role. I know how to use.
Right.
I haven't used Cowork yet, but I know how to use everything else.
Yeah, it's just like chat. You know what I mean? But I would just make sure when you're doing things like that, give it as much details as possible so it doesn't just give you this broad, you know what I mean, this
Yeah,
broad thing or whatever. And
yeah,
I think that's the problem with a lot of business owners and entrepreneurs. It's like you put in this one marketing prompt, and then like you said before, it doesn't give you, you know, like the meat and potatoes. It gives you something very generic. And that's why like now I think we're in a, I know that some people make their businesses off of like selling prompts and all of that, but it's just like I feel like we're getting ready to come into a time, and more so since Claude is a thing, that you don't necessarily need a prompt per se. You just got to know how to talk to the AI tools.
girl. Oh my goodness. So while you were talking, even before you said that, I already had this vision where I was just like, screw the whole prompting and typing with my hand. I don't want to do that. I want to walk into the room and tell my AI tool, this is what I want. You already know me. You know what it is that I need. This is what I want. Right. Like I see myself in this room. It's a little blue. And I just walk in and I tell the AI, this is what I want. And it will go ahead and take care of all of that. I can also see multiple people being in that room and constantly telling the AI tool what it is that you want. And like you said, like
And
prompting those prompts were, yeah, exactly. Did you
I
point
would
to your phone?
say just talking to it like this. This is how I do Claude a lot of times. If I have other stuff going on, I'm not done.
Yep,
No, this is what I need. Okay.
yep,
Da 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 da. Yep.
yep. I was talking to ChatGPT on Saturday, matter of fact, because I was in the middle of getting ready to head out to an event, which I'll talk about in a little bit because I really like that event. I actually didn't tell you about that event with Tim Ross. Oh my goodness, that event was so amazing. But I'll give details shortly. So I was headed to that event, but I had to get dressed. But then I was also talking to one of my team members, and my team member was making me so mad by the responses that they were giving me. So I went to chat and I said, I need to respond back to this person. This is what they said to me. And I said, I'm going to respond via voice note. And so as I'm walking, so I like to tell it first what I'm going to do. Then as I'm walking, I go ahead and I send the voice note. And I was angry. I mean, like pissed. I was pissed when I was talking to chat. I said, and I'm talking to you this way, but you don't write this message this way. You write it a lot better than that.
We're so entitled. I just love that for us.
So entitled. So entitled. Oh my goodness. But chat got the job done because he wrote it. I read it through and I said, good, this didn't sound like I was angry at all. It just sounds like I'm being stern. And then I sent it and the person was like, okay, we're going to take care of this. So yeah, it's to the point that like, even if I'm sending a text message to family members, I'm like to chat, make this sound better. Like I've gotten a little lazy in that. I'll be like, this is what I want to say, just make it sound better. And then it just makes it sound better.
That is
And I
funny.
just hit send. But you know what? I do that a lot with clarity because
Okay.
oftentimes we think that we're being clear when we're talking to people
Yeah.
and we're not clear at all. And we're wondering why we're getting certain results. And it's just because we're not being clear. So I'll tell chat, like, I have a specific chat. It's called polished text responses. And so what it will do, whether it's an email, a text, or whatever, I'll tell it, like, make this sound clearer. And I'll give it some more context. Like, this is what I want it to sound like. This is what I want it to be. And then it'll go ahead and make it sound clear. And I'll hit send and the person gets it. Like, I don't have to try to figure it out what word should I use? Like it cuts the time and thinking, it cuts the thinking down so much.
Yeah. My sisters, you're gonna get what you get. Okay, you're gonna get me colloquialisms off. Nigga, you're gonna get what you get. I ain't polishing nothing for y'all. And if you're watching, y'all know I ain't polishing nothing for y'all.
If you're Quonda's sister and she don't polish something for you, just drop a me in the chat.
I don't even know if they know I'm on YouTube. I gotta ask
Probably not. Probably not.
them.
So I do. Let me read some of these comments. Okay, Francis says the fact you got to double check and revise the stuff you put in AI. Wait, let me see. Let me read this again. That
I think they
you
meant
got to
your.
revise stuff. They wrote it again. You said.
No, I was saying I think they meant like your AI. I'm
Oh,
not
your
sure.
AI. Okay, your AI output. Is it really worth it when a person could share the same vision you have and won't need to be instructed constantly? So, Francis, this is such a good question. Thank you so much for writing in the chat and giving your thoughts and all those things, right? Um, so here's what I have found because I hire a lot of people quite often actually. And I have found it is no different. It is no different. Like I still have to say things 10 or 20 times. Like even if their resume is polished, even if I interview them and they're amazing, when I hire them, I still have to train them. And when I'm training them, in my mind, I'm thinking to myself, man, your resume said that you know how to do this, but the thing is they may know how to do it for someone else, but when it comes to my standard and quality, it's just not the same. So I find myself, and I'm just going to talk specifically around creating content or even copywriting, right? I write copy through Claude and Chat, and when I say that, I mean I don't just tell Claude and Chat write this copy. I literally have to be like, let's take this line for line. That's what takes me some time when I'm writing my copy sometimes. So let's take it paragraph to paragraph. But that's just me. That's because I'm picky when it comes to copy. I don't like just words on paper. Every word has to mean something. I've been told several times, like my mentor's like, just have Chat write it. And I'm like, no, no, that's horrible. So then when I hire someone who's like, I know how to do copy, I recognize they're doing the same thing. It's just words on paper. And I'm like, this is not going to convert. Like this is not going to do anything. So I still have to train them. So to me, it doesn't matter if I hire AI or if I hire a person. I still have to train either one of them. It's just how much money do I want to pay per hour to train them? Do I want to pay $21 a month or $10 an hour? Right. So like it just depends.
Yeah, and there's some people that they're not in a place in their business where they can hire somebody. So what do? They sacrifice not being able to send out outreach because they're afraid to use AI, or because AI isn't perfect. Neither is the human. But and I think I like what you said about like how you are like kind of like a strict on how you want your content to sound, you want your content to look. If you're just playing around in chat and just say, give me the first, you take the first thing it gives you, of course it's going to sound robotic. Of course it's going to sound like AI. But if you are going back and forth, sometimes I'll be in there arguing with the thing for a long time because I need it to sound like my voice, right? I need it to convert, depending on what I'm trying to do. So I get that from both standpoints, and also from somebody who's hired multiple people. Sometimes you hire and you get trash,
Girl,
like,
thank
and you have to keep going back and forth. I mean, because anybody can polish up a resume
that's it.
and
That's
make it sound good, and make it seem like, oh, I know I'm an expert in
Mhm.
Canva, and then they creating stuff that my little 3-year-old twin
Honey,
nieces and nephew could do, you know? So I think it's depending on your organization, your goals, what you decide to do. You know what I mean? I think it's not one size fits all.
tag me in, coach, tag me in. Because that's what happened to me. I remember hiring a lead generation strategist who also specializes in design. I'm using air quotes because her resume talks about social media management, marketing, like all the things. And she was recommended to me, she was referred to me by a friend. So I hired her, really excited to work with her. She goes in, first of all, she's not doing the work. She's not doing the lead generation part. Like she's super lazy. I sent her training, I sent her my doc, I sent her scripts, super lazy, right? Then I told her, okay, in month 2, I said, all right, it's time for us to start designing Canva templates for my client. And she's designing the templates. It looks like trash. I'm actually looking for some right now so I could just display it on screen. Yes, I'm going to be petty. It looks like trash. And so I'm recognizing that I now have to go in and fix things because it looks so bad. Okay. It looks so bad. And then I finally told, because I noticed like 3 or 4 times I had to revise whatever she was sending me. I finally told her, addressed it to her, and she had the nerve to tell me, I just think that you and I have different tastes when it comes to design. And I'm like, son, what you're sending me is crap. Now, let me tell you this right now. I'm sure you know this about me as I was talking to you over the last couple of weeks about another design project that I had. But I do not specialize in design. It is hard for me to talk the language. It is hard for me to move things around and make it look good physically, right? But I can just see a thing and know this looks good. So when I hire someone who says they know how to do design, I'm thinking you know better than me. Like you better than me. Because I would say if we had to do this on levels, I am probably on level 2. And that's just because I know how to color block. So if you do something and it's like on level 1, that's trash and it's not design. And they be trying to make you think that you're the one who's crazy. That's what she's trying to make me think I was crazy. Like, no, 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 you and I just have 2 different design styles. No, baby, your designing is trash. You should not tell people that you design when you can't.
Yeah.
So I do want to take time to find it so I can show y'all. And then y'all can rate it. You can tell me, does this look like trash or not? And I had to go to my editor, which my editor, she's amazing at designing. She has came to my rescue several times. I can't even call her just an editor anymore. I literally have to call her editor designer because that's what she does. But she had to go in and fix it. So then I started having my editor create the designs, and we would just like input whatever we need to input. But I want to find it, and I'm gonna show it to y'all, and I want y'all to let me know. Do you think this is good quality or not?
Yeah, I think that's like the growing pains though of business. Is like you meet different personalities, you meet different people who claim they have a certain skill set and it doesn't match who you are. I remember my first team was like amazing, and then a couple of them decided they wanted to go another route and do other things, and so looking for replacements, and it's just like I would go to other, outsource in different countries, and they would all pretend that they knew what they were doing. And, I don't know what they were doing with their portfolio, if they were finding other stuff online and making it seem like that. And it just like when it came down to actually doing the work, they couldn't handle it. So I'm grateful for the AI tools that we have, even though it's not going to replace everybody, but it can help you get things done faster, especially to people that are starting out, or people like even with six-figure businesses. There's sometimes where people don't really feel like comfortable hiring somebody, right? Maybe you feel like all the money that's coming in, you're just making sure that you're getting paid and the expenses are getting made. So I totally understand why in the beginning people don't. But even before I was hitting six figures, I had a staff of six because I just knew I couldn't carry the vision alone. And back then, we had a little bit of AI. There was this website called copyai.com or copy.ai, something like that. And all it did back then was help you write blog posts, help you write emails. I don't even think it was writing like captions and things like that, but like we would use that every now and then to speed up the process when it comes to blogs. But we had to give it the information, right? We had to give it more than we do now, with the chats and the Claudes of the world. So I think, yeah, I think it's growing pains in the business. I think it's learning. But when you get a good staff member, when you get a good team member, you hold on to them, baby. You support their vision, you invest in them. That's what I used to do. I used to let my design crew, I was always paying for them to take some type of class that was going to enhance their skills and all of that. And when you do that, they'll become loyal to you. At least mine were very, very loyal to me when I invested in them, and I would speak, life over them and tell them like, I'm so grateful. I could not do this without you. I would have weekly meetings with them. Like, yeah, it's important to invest in your people. I know I'm kind of going off on a tangent, but it's important to
No,
invest
you're
in your
fine, girl, because I really want to find the trash, but I think I got so mad I deleted it. That's how bad it was.
people. What was this? The website stuff?
No, this was carousels.
Oh,
I had sent them to you, but this was like back in between
oh, okay, okay. I
June
wonder
and
what I have.
August of last year when I sent them to you, and you were like, "She's designing like a 2-year-old."
Let me
This,
see. Maybe I can
yeah, I don't know if
look
you
at
can
our
find it. It was
messages.
between like May and August when I was like complaining to you about this person designing. But I think I got so mad I deleted every single one of it because I don't see any one of hers here. All I see are like the new stuff that we started designing with my editor designer there. But as you look for that, to your point, I agree with you with the growing pains. I was having a conversation with my girlfriend Chanel yesterday, and she was telling me like there's a lot of people, especially if, let me not say especially if they're overseas, because they can do that here in America too, where they just straight up lie. Like they have been trained to lie. They're trained to get the job and then just kind of like hide behind their resume, hide behind whatever portfolio they share with you. They're trained to do that, but not actually know how to do the work. And that's happened to me several times where I have explained the scope to someone. I asked them about their skills. I interviewed them. Their resume was good. The testimonies on their site look real. And then when it comes in for them to do the work, they're sending me crap. And I'm like, what the? Like, why does this look like this? What? I thought you said you knew how to do this. And they will constantly tell you, I do know how to do it. But it's like, what my friend also helped me to see is that they may have done it for someone else, and someone else, they probably don't care about that particular skill. In particular, for me, I'm talking about design. That person that they did it for probably did not care with how the design looked. And so to them, it was just like subpar. But for me, because we are a high end digital marketing agency, we can't just give crap to our clients. Like it has to be high quality. It has to be luxury because our prices are luxury. So when I receive crap and I'm like, this is basic crap, when I receive that, then I have to constantly go back and tell them like no. So my biggest pain point for me when it comes to my business and the level that we are now as we're scaling is hiring. I had to go back to God and tell him like this is the most difficult thing for me to do right now because I feel like out of every bad person, I probably find like five bad people and then one good person out of all of that. And so and it also takes time, like to have to keep on hiring after finding out that this person can't really do the job. Like it's super frustrating. Or you have to train them extra because it turns out that they don't actually have the skill set to your level that you explained during the scope. Like it gets frustrating, but I just know that one, it's going to get easier. Two, it's going to get better. But for me, one thing that I like doing is actually going through hiring agencies because they do all the grunt work. The only
Yeah.
thing is it can be real pricey real quick. So it's like what I learned now working with my financial coach is actually you want to work in those prices into your prices. So if I'm going to go through an agency and hire through an agency, I need to make sure I have the agency's rate as part of my prices so that we can pay them. Because me going on Upworks and having to do this, it takes so much time, it takes so long, and then you finally hire someone only to find out a month to 3 months later that they really can't do the job. And we do a 3 month trial for everyone. Everyone gets a 90-day trial. And after those 90 days, like during the 90 days is where we get to see if you do the work or not, but we still pay you. And that I feel like that's the part that makes me mad. I wish that I didn't have to pay you until after the 90 days was up. Because, and the thing is, I'm someone where I love paying you. We'll pay you. We make sure you get paid. We reach out if you don't send your invoice. We'll tip if we need to tip. We love doing that. But all I want is someone who's going to hold up their end of the bargain and actually provide the quality that you said that you would provide when we are going to hire you.
Absolutely. So I found something, but when I click on it, it's saying that it doesn't exist anymore. So I don't know if this was it, but it was something with the plane. Was it this one?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
Yep.
when
That's
I click on it, it doesn't
it.
open.
Won't darn. Maybe it got deleted or
Yeah,
something.
it's saying like it's not there.
Yeah, that's what man. So yep, that's it. And there was a couple of other ones that she also had created, and it looks so bad. I don't know. Does Canva have a trash can? Do you know?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Yeah, I've never actually. If any of y'all know who are watching, let us know if Canva has a trash can. Because if it does, then I could easily just like go in the trash can and pull those up.
Yeah,
I don't remember the girl's name, but it looked so bad, and I really wanted to get everyone's thoughts on it. Like, what do you think? Do you think this is bad?
that's so funny. But it's true. Like you want somebody that knows what they're doing if you're going to be paying them. This is not where you just. Why do I
Oh,
keep? Are you freezing? Or
no,
is it?
just you. I was gonna say, is it storming over there? Because it is a Tuesday.
No, it's fine outside, but it keeps showing me that you're freezing.
Oh,
I don't know.
are we freezing? Let us know. Are we frozen? Drop a yes in the chat if we're frozen. Okay, so I want to read this. Structured Nutrition System says change your interview to a timed exercise to complete right there so you see what they can do in the interview phase. I love that. I think that's good.
That
I
is
wouldn't
good.
mind making that like my second interview. So like the first interview, because I need to understand like I like asking behavioral questions and I like asking skill set questions, right? And then I wouldn't mind doing a second interview where you actually have to do the activity right then and there. And I
That's
can bring them in as a group and they all get 30 minutes and you have to design this or you have to do this. Like I would totally that's good stuff. Thank
yeah,
you.
that is really good. Thank you for that.
Thank you. See, you pray and ask God a question and he sends the answer. I don't never complain how he sends the answer. I'll be like, thank you, Lord, for sending the answer. Thank you, Structured Nutrition Systems. You are the answer to my prayer.
Amen.
Hmm. Okay, so I do want to talk about. So, yeah, I went to an event. Are we done talking about AI? Because I want to talk about
Yeah,
my.
go ahead. You can have the rest of the show. I'm just here.
So I went to this event. It was called Love Wins. It's a relationship conference. It was right in Queens. They actually was on tour. They were on tour I just throughout the US or whatnot, and New York was the last stop. So it was in Queens on Saturday. And Pastor Tim Ross was there. If any of you know Pastor Tim Ross, then you know how amazing he is. If you don't know him, I would encourage that you go to his YouTube channel. He has a podcast called The Basement, right? He has a an app called the B Side. Like he is just absolutely phenomenal. But I saw that he was going to be in town. And I specifically went to go see him because I've been following him for some time, and he's just the way that he is so sound when it comes to relationships is just amazing to me. So going there was such an honor. One, because I love the way that he talks about relationships. Like it's not like how there are Christians who live in the world, and so when they share wisdom about relationships, they sound like the world. And then there's Pastor Tim Ross, who is anointed by Holy Spirit to talk about relationships. And so there was one thing. There's a couple of things that he said, but the pastor who was hosting him had asked a question. He was like, "Oh, can you talk about women who," which is also my biggest issue too. I loathe when there is a male and his biggest there's a male talking about relationships and his biggest audience are black women. That bothers me so much. It's like you're a relationship guru, but you're talking to women. Go talk to men. We don't got issues with dating. Y'all got issues with dating. Go talk to your own sex. All right. So that was a big red flag for me. But he asked Pastor Tim Ross if he could talk about preference, right? He was like, there are some women where they have a preference where they will only date guys who are over 6 feet or whatever. And he's like, I feel like that gets in their way and that stops them from getting married, blah, 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 all the other crap. And I'm just like, I feel like that's a popular topic that people talk about all the time. And it's a way for them to get women to settle, right? And if you watch any dating show or whatnot, a lot of the dating shows, even movies, it's geared towards getting women to settle. Like, oh, you're only focused on looks. You should be dating someone else, right? And I'm like, that's so stupid to me. Anyway, so he asked Pastor Tim to talk about this, and he was like, I feel like people's preferences be blocking them from getting married. And so Pastor Tim, he says, well, let me just be clear, because I had a preference before I got married. And he said the preference was that I wouldn't marry someone who was over 5'4". He said I would date women between 5'2" and 5'4". And I was like, look at that. And he said, on top of that, he was attracted to his wife physically before he even knew that she read the Bible. And he made it very clear, like, this is what I, and he even named certain body parts. I don't want to name it now, but y'all just got to listen to him because he talks about it all the time. And I just was like, thank you, Pastor Tim, because people demonize you being attracted to someone like it, like God did not create us to have eyes and actually be attracted. So I just was so blessed by that event. Sorry if I felt like I took y'all in circles, but I just love when I hear people talk and be real. Like it's okay that you want to date someone who's over 6 feet. It's okay that you're a man and you want to date women who's under 5'5". Like, who cares? Do what you want to do, and you get married on God's time, not our time. Because at the end of the day, God is the one who's in charge of that. I rest my case. That was the event. I enjoyed it.
That's good, and I'm glad you had a great time. Isn't that Michael Todd's like wise counsel or spiritual father
Yeah.
or something?
Yep. Yep. Yeah. Some people. I was telling my coaching clients about it yesterday. They had no idea who he was, and I was like, "Oh, you got to know who Pastor Tim is. Like, he's just so amazing." So
I remember when he first started the podcast. I used to watch him then when it first came out. Like I felt like, ooh, this is really really good, and
yeah.
then I just kind of fell off.
I mean, that happens. There's seasons for things, and also the podcast has completely shifted. Like when he first came out with it, he was not interviewing. He was like discipling people. But then after a while, it started blowing up, and now it's just celebrities who are on it. Let me not say now it's just, but a lot of celebrities are on there, which I have no problem with, by the way, because like grow a following. After a while, celebrities are attracted to your podcast because it's a good promo for them.
Yeah, and I'm sure like if he gets sponsors and endorsements, that actually looks way better.
Exactly. I just want to put this on here. Literally said,
Exactly.
it's right. If the person isn't attractive, you'll be miserable. I agree. I agree. But there are some people where they don't care about attraction. Like my sister, she doesn't care about attraction. My best friend, she doesn't care about attraction either. But I do. It's actually my number one thing. I won't talk to you if I'm not attracted to you. That's just how I am. And there's nothing wrong with me. I'm just human. It's just what I prefer. So I really love that you put that out there. I remember when I was in Bible study. This was a Bible study I used to go to a couple of years ago, and our Bible study teacher, he was talking about how he was like, you better be attracted to your spouse because you don't want to get into an argument. And then that same night, you got to go to bed with them and they ugly because you're going to be looking at them like, oh, I married this ugly person. I was like, you right. You absolutely right. Let me see. Francis says, attractive may be a big part, but there are a lot of other things that come above it. See, I don't agree with that. I just don't. And here's why, because I don't know the other things unless I'm attracted to you. Now, am I saying that I'm only going to marry someone that I'm attracted to? No, you have to have other things too, but I won't talk to you if I'm not attracted to you. And I feel like people make it seem like, oh, we shouldn't judge a book by its cover, but we do all day, every day. Like you choose to work with a coach based on their social media content. That's judging a book by its cover. You choose to go to a restaurant based on how many people are eating at that restaurant. That's judging a book by its cover. Like we have an entire society where we do judge books by its cover. I think also, I think people kind of like get offended. If you don't want to talk to them, they get offended and they feel like, oh man, there's something wrong with me. But there's nothing wrong with you. They just not attracted to you, and that's okay. I think that people, oh, you know what? Because I think there's also like this narrative that there's a shortage in this world of men. I just don't believe that. I just don't believe that. Me,
Absolutely.
I don't believe that. I'm like, I serve an abundant God. Why would there be a shortage of men?
I
That's
think people who say that just have a limited perspective. Like you must not know outside of your community, outside of your city. Like
mhm.
how many people on this planet is billions? I'm sure. So
And I'm like, I'm sure that there are several men's or women who want to date you. Just put
absolutely.
yourself in a position to be found. You don't
Yeah.
have to stay. And that's the thing, like proximity. If you don't have a lot of people in your proximity, then it's of course you're gonna feel like you're gonna be single for a long time. But if
Right.
you're like constantly traveling and you're in different groups, it's gonna be easier for you to get seen, get found, get married.
Yeah.
All right. We should probably start wrapping up.
Yeah. I think I rest my case.
Yeah. There you go. You want to talk about your event?
Yeah. So April 17th, which is almost 17 days away or 16 days away, I am hosting a live microdrama masterclass and I'm showing you how to create microdramas via AI. We're also going to learn a little bit about content and creating the right kind of content that's going to stop the scrolls, content that mirrors your person, content that makes your person feel seen and heard. And then we're going to go into actually creating. So if you're interested in learning how to create microdramas, you are more than welcome to join. We'll drop the link in the description and drop the link in the chat and sign up. I would be glad to have you. We're going to be live on Zoom, 7 p.m. Eastern. If you can't make it, you can have access to the replay because some people have been asking me that. So you definitely have access to the replay.
Awesome. Yep. So the link is actually scrolling here, and then we'll also drop it in the chat for the descriptions. I thought I had. Oh, I guess I could. I
I
guess I
can
could
grab
drop it
it.
here.
Yeah, because I don't think anybody's going to remember that long.
Yeah, long. Yeah, I
And
agree.
somebody did give me a Bitly the other day and told me to have it, and I didn't save it, but I'm sure it's in my phone. So I'll have it next time because I think they felt the same way when I was doing their podcast, and I was like, "Oh, I just got my link," and I was like, "Don't worry, we'll create you a Bitly." I'm like, "Okay." And they
Yeah,
said,
I used to use Bitly, and I
"Me
stopped.
too." Yeah, I didn't see a need for it now for me.
Yeah, now I just use like domain names. So I'll just do
Yeah,
like thecashchallenge.com or whatever.
yeah.
I feel like that's easy and easy to remember too. But y'all got the link. It's in the chat. So all you got to do is click in and you get access to it. And then for me, honestly, you can just go ahead to my YouTube channel. See this, I have it. I have it this time, right? So I have the first ever AI co-host on my podcast, and I'll play a snippet for you all so that you can see. So if you think about how me and Quonda just did this talk show together, we were going back and forth and having conversation. That's how my podcast is. It's called Wisdom to Wealth, and my co-host is called Shine. So she's the AI co-host. And what we do is we have conversations about wealth, we have conversations about AI, and of course, we have conversations about God. And our goal is really to interview the wealthiest entrepreneurs in the world. So the newer episodes with Shine, it's just me and her talking. But the older episodes I have been putting out is me actually interviewing the wealthiest entrepreneurs in the world. And we're actually going to get pick it back up. I didn't shoot any new episodes for February and March, but we're probably going to get started again in April. So you can actually see this is the YouTube link right here, and then I'll drop it in the chat as well. But I do want to do a snippet. It's like a 1 to 2 minute snippet so that you all can see what I'm talking about. So let me actually share my screen. Once I remember how to do that. Okay, there we go. He is officially the highest grossing actor of all time. According to USA Today, Zoe's films have collectively earned $17.4 billion worldwide. Now, of course, she's known for being in Avatar, Guardian of the Galaxy, and then my personal favorites, Guess Who with the late, great Bernie Mac. I know some of us probably don't even think about her from that, but I was just watching it the other day thinking, man, look how far she has come.
And the best part, she's doing it with grace. You don't hear no scandals, no mess, just work, excellence, and ownership.
Yes, Shine. And the key word here is Black women. What I love so much about Zoe is that she's not just an actress, right? She is also the CEO of her own digital media company where she leverages her fame in order to create stories of the underrepresented, and then she shares that across the world.
That's what I love about Black women in Hollywood right now. We ain't just acting, we accumulating. It's not just about being famous, it's about leaving a legacy, and that's what Zoe's doing. Bravo! God doesn't elevate you just so you can shine. He elevates you so you can reflect that light onto others.
Whoo, Shine, hold up. That is a whole word.
Yay! Zoe shows us that when you multiply your platform, you multiply your purpose. That's kingdom wealth, influence that outlasts income.
And speaking of influence, I've been really excited about talking about this one. Our next person is Beyonce. Okay, so I'll just stop it right there. So that's just like a snippet of what we do on the podcast. So, I mean, that first part was just our wealth wire where we're talking about like what's going on inside the news. And then we go deeper into conversations about what they never taught us in school. So, Shine is just throughout the entire time. Sometimes she has like really funny punchlines, but our goal was to bring her to life, and we did. And we're not going to stop there. We have so much more that we want to do with her. But if you check it out, leave a comment, but then also share it with friends. You know, the goal is to get it out there so that more people can watch the podcast and it can actually really blow up with the first ever AI co-host. I just dropped the link in the chat for this particular episode so that you can get access.
Yeah, and I just want to say the level of commitment it takes for you to really pretend like you're talking to somebody, like my listen, keep going with that. Like I love that. It was just like when you know, like and like you had to record that before you inserted her. Oh my God.
It's true. It's
I
true.
love that. I love
Yeah.
that. So,
Thank
like
you
you
so
are
much.
definitely producer, production, all of the above. Okay. I love that.
Thank you so much for that. Yeah, my editor, she was just as impressed too. She was just like, wait, it wasn't my editor, it was somebody else. They were like, so how do you know what she's gonna say? And I'm like, we create her. Like, of course I know what she's gonna say,
Right.
but I'll just do my scenes, but I anticipate her now. Like the first two episodes, I didn't anticipate her because I didn't know what to expect. But by episode three, now I'm anticipating her and then I'm learning her character, right? So contrary to what people believe that once we put out characters, you just know them fully. I mean, they evolve the more you put them out, right? So I'm learning her character, and as she develops, then I start to know, oh, Shine will actually respond like this. Shine will actually say this. So I make sure that I include me responding back to her before we even write her lines. So we don't write her lines until after I have shot because I'm not shooting twice. So it is a lot of fun. It is a lot of work too. But the goal is to really get the podcast up and out there. I shouldn't say it's already out there. The goal is for it to now spread like wildfire. So that is going to require a lot of help, right? With just you all watching it, sharing it, leaving comments, saving it, and just like really supporting the show.
Yep. And I'm here for it.
Thank
I love it.
you. Thank you. Hey, Chanel. Well, that's actually all we have. So we're going to wrap it up now. But we'll be back again next week, possibly next week. This week is Easter, y'all.
Yeah.
So, like tomorrow, I'm going to my very first Seder. I've been wanting to do that for the longest. I forgot what the other, Passover dinner. So we're doing a Passover dinner tomorrow with my life group. I'm so excited about it because one thing that I love about being Christian is that we come like our faith comes from Jewish culture, right? Or
Yeah.
it's wrapped up, I should say it's wrapped up in Jewish culture. So really understanding Passover with a Christian lens, I get to engross in that tomorrow. So I'm really looking forward to that. And then Friday is Good Friday. I'm going to a show. What is it? Fresh Start Church in Mount Vernon is having their Easter play. I definitely pay for that VIP seat. Did I do that right? I feel like I look weird when I do that, but whatever. I'm excited about that. And then church on Saturday and Sunday. I'm just like looking forward to it. So I hope you all have a wonderful Holy Week. You got plans this weekend?
Um, I don't know. My brain is thing. Our convocation is next. week, but I don't know if I'm gonna be able to make it. But we'll see. We'll see. So other stuff going on, but yeah, I'm sure I'll be doing something this weekend. I think even at my church here, though, I think we're having. Sorry, y'all, is a plane going by. Um, the 11 the seven last sayings.
Seven last words. Yep.
Yeah, words. Yeah. So we're gonna think that is some day this week. I don't know
Oh,
if it's
I
Friday
love
or Thursday. I have to get the dates, but yeah.
It's
So I'll
probably
probably just
Friday.
yeah,
They
that's what I'm
do it
thinking.
on Good
Well,
Friday.
normally our Bible study is Thursday, so I don't know if they're gonna put it on there
Okay.
and do that. I don't know, but I
Okay.
know my spiritual mom's church, they're doing it tomorrow because tomorrow is their Bible study,
Oh,
so doing it tomorrow.
interesting. Are they having? Because usually when I go to Seven Last Words, they have seven different speakers. Because I
Yeah, she's not even gonna be one of the speakers; it's gonna be other
right.
people.
Yeah. I remember when I had to do that. I did it twice. My very first time, I was so nervous. I had to do my God, why have you forsaken me?
Oh,
I mean, it was powerful. Like that was a really good one. My second one, I can't remember which one I did, but I was so nervous the first time around. Everyone loved it. I guess that was like intro into me speaking.
yeah,
I
that's
remember
cool.
saying to God, I never want to do this again. And now look at me, like I get paid to speak.
Right, you got the gift of gab.
That part. All right, y'all have a wonderful Holy Week. Enjoy Easter or Resurrection Sunday, however you want to call it. I like to use Easter because it makes the Christians mad. I think that's fun.
I
All
mean,
right, bye. Oh, I thought you were saying something
no,
else.
I was gonna say. I mean, the word Easter is in the Bible at least one time. I seen it. I forgot what scripture, but I did see it. It said Easter. Um, I think it's the Old Testament or maybe the New. I don't know, but I did. I seen it before. That's all I'm saying.
The Christians be getting mad for so much stuff. I be like, I'm gonna just stick with Daddy. What Daddy says is what I'm gonna follow. So y'all do y'all, and I'm gonna stick with Daddy. All right, y'all have a good one.